It was believed that the Philistines had a whole legion of gigantic warriors, and their leader was a vicious killer called Goliath.
Goliath is described as being 6 cubits and a span in height, which translates to about 9 feet 9 inches. Now, in earlier texts, including the texts found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, it's 4 cubits and a span, which would translate to be 6 feet 9 inches. So I believe that Goliath was indeed a Philistine warrior, and at that time, a warrior who was 6 feet 9 inches would indeed be a giant, certainly towering over the shepherd boy.
Each day he would come down to the river and challenge the Israelite army to come and send out a champion who would fight him. The prophet Samuel said that Goliath could be defeated, and that he would be defeated by a boy.
David volunteered to take on Goliath armed only with his slingshot. It was a skill he had perfected in childhood to protect his flock from wolves. It would be this simple weapon only that he would take into battle.
The giant, in an arrogant moment, says, "Why have you sent this shepherd boy? I will eat him alive, and I will throw his carcass to the sheep."
David took his sling and a few well-rounded pebbles.
He swung and fired a stone, which caught Goliath in the middle of the head. It was enough to kill Goliath.
In a final act of triumph, David placed his foot on Goliath's lifeless body and cut off his head. The victory so shocked the Philistines that they fled in disarray.
It serves to demonstrate the victory of the children of God over the forces of paganism, and the forces of paganism embodied in a massive man, Goliath.
The story also illustrates how a giant can be used as a lesson in morality, to show how the small and weak can overcome seemingly insurmountable odds.
We have here a story for people to gain courage from those, even though you might look the weakest, is to use your intellect, to use your courage, and to use a sense of pride to go forward and to take it on.
At the heart of the David and Goliath story is the idea that it doesn't matter how big you are on the outside, it matters how big you are on the inside. And David was huge inside. He had a heart of courage, and he alone was not afraid to fight Goliath.
There's another aspect that follows through of the popularity of this being told from parents to children, and that is that David, as the young, unpromising hero who's crude and inexperienced, is akin to children, and this is a coming-of-age moment proving himself and his manhood.